You know what? I love this place. Even though it's out here in the desert and it gets really hot or it gets really cold. But since I've been shaping it the way I want to see it, it's gotten a lot closer as to what I would like to see. You know, I grew up in a forest, and I like having trees, and I like having fruit growing on trees, right? Because that's way cheaper than the grocery store, the grocery store, right? Speaking of such, you know, this is some of their trash, broken crate, but it serves as a nice little protector for some melon plants to keep the rabbits and the squirrels and the little birds off of them. And like I just planted this the other day, and notice right here somebody dug up a little hole right there, and that's what the quail do. And that's about like almost half the size of a golf ball. And it's actually a really good thing, because when the quail are digging a little hole, they're making the world a little bit better where they live. Right? This is what I do with rock Jenga. This is all of the rocks that I don't want to step on, that were in my path before. And instead of throwing them away and hauling them to the dump and cussing that they're where they shouldn't be, I found a place for them. And then sometimes the place gets destroyed. It gets ran into, or a dog does something to it, or whatever. You know, life happens. And rhubarb grows. And we leave some of the old, right? Actually, this isn't even old. This sagebrush has grown right here since I've lived here, because we're standing on top of about 20 feet of fill material that we moved with the machine. And this is an apricot tree that was planted by seed a few years ago. There's a video of it, in fact. Maybe I'll try to link it to that. I don't know how to do that where it's on the video, but anyway. All you gotta do is hit the search menu and say apricots in desert wasteland or something like that, I think. Anyway, yeah, when we are polishing each pixel, where we are when we're there, it can make an environment that smiles back at you, because it's your ideas being expressed onto the world, right? I mean, because this wasn't anything like this, you know, just a few years ago. You know, that upside down stump, yeah, that was not there. But I met some people on Craigslist, and they had things that they didn't want, and I said, hey, I do. I want your trash. And with your trash and the things that I mine here in the property, and if I can turn them into my treasure, I can build the apocalyptic ashram Hawkshaven. It's a model of transformation where rhubarb grows. And there's a plant right behind it that I normally know the name of. I can't seem to grab it right now. It tastes like licorice. Anyway, somebody will know. And there's mint growing right there, because I like to have mint to eat it and drink it. Then here's the apocalyptic garden. You know, putting things to use that may have just ended up in the dump. And for some people, they might think that it should have, right? Because really, who wants a tranny in their garden, right? I mean, the oils, the horrible, horrible ideas that what was once one thing can become another. And what if it just gives us something to talk about? What if it shares an idea? Oh, this was a fun one. This one, there was a lot of rocks here that I didn't want to step on. So yeah, if you guys want to come and play Rock Jenga sometime, I'm gonna kick your butt. Not really. We all like playing games, right? But we forget how to play. We get too busy working our asses off and getting all stressed out, and then figuring out how to navigate the now when getting stressed out so often this isn't something that you want to deal with much. So anyway, when you change your environment, that's where I'm kind of going with this. Is each of these pixels, every one of these rocks, every one of these, or not every one, but sometimes plants just kind of donate themselves here, or somebody brings something by. But all of these rocks and the elevations, these are all put there on purpose. Right? And I like it. It's what I want to see. The beauty of free will is that if you don't like it, you don't like the fact that I reused some refrigerators as raised bed gardens and retaining wall, then you don't have to do that. But we need to start using the resources that are available to us in ways that make sense. Because like this right here, it could have gone to the landfill, or it can grow Jerusalem artichokes. Some people call them sunchokes. You eat the root, it tastes like artichoke. My friend said, he says, they make you fart too, like a fartichoke. I was like, oh, that's that's funny. I have not yet heard that one. Anyway, yeah, this is the apocalyptic Ashram Hawks Haven, and got cool stuff. Like look at this old truck. Just needs a little bit of just because of that damage right there. This truck was very inexpensive, and it's got a 20-foot bed on it, or a 22-foot bed, I think. And it's got a 6-cylinder turbo diesel. With the air horn, and the air ride seat still works perfectly. It's pretty awesome. Heavy duty old truck. Resources like this, you gotta have a heavy duty truck to go pick up resources, right? But all these resources, these are free, because people they think because they're done with one project that they'll never need it again, failing to think that if we have resources available, we should make them available for not just us, but for our friends and family. And if we have a little bit of property, maybe we can make these resources available, right? Keep them available instead of just throwing them away and crushing them in a landfill somewhere. Like those bricks. Lots and lots and lots of bricks. They've been handled several times because the wall's been moved a couple times, and it's going to get moved again because instead of having an archery target right here, I want to put a road in. I'm going to put a little road and a camping spot right up there, so that way I have a nice view of the valley for the sunsets. This is one of the reasons that the apocalyptic Ashram Hawks Haven is what it is. You know, the acronym, it makes you feel, ah, we're putting solutions in place from the best ideas around the world in one place. And it's working to reduce fire, flood, erosion, drought, famine, and homelessness. And when many hands come together, it really makes light work. And this is how we have a revolution. This is a re-love-lution. It's not through burning people up. It's not by setting cities on fire. It's not by using violence. It's our freedom is found through our independence and our willingness to work voluntarily with each other, right? I mean, because this whole idea of voting to force your will on someone else by violence, you know, the use of the state, it's not working. It's really not working. You know, the first law is free will. The first violation of the first law is theft of consent. When we start applying that into our life, in all of the decisions that we do or that we support, we're going to see the change that we want to see. Thanks for watching.